few things you want to really watch out for on the actual test day when you're actually going in to take the test. One thing is you want to actually schedule the test for a time of day where you usually are thinking. So if you usually wake up at 10 a.m., I don't know who you are, but if you usually wake up at 10 a.m., don't take the test at 8 a.m. It'll really mess with you. But if you're always an early riser and you do your study in the morning, or you're already at work and thinking, and the morning time is when you really think well, then schedule your test for that time. Now, you may not be able to get that perfect time, or there is no perfect time for you. If that's the case, I would at least try to prep for it. So if you can only get an 8 a.m., then I would suggest for at least a week prior to the test, be waking up early and studying in the morning. So you're used to getting up and thinking and studying and working problems at that time of the day. Okay. Next thing I would say is try not to change anything on the day of the test. If you normally eat lunch that day. If you usually have a snack and you have an apple, don't suddenly switch to a candy bar, or vice versa. If you like to have candy bars, don't switch to an apple. I know that might be counterintuitive, but just don't mess things up. One thing you don't want to do is stop drinking caffeine the day before the test, or stop smoking the day before the test, or start smoking. Now, this is all kind of funny, but I've had students do all of these things. I've had students literally take up smoking to do well on the test, they thought. They had smoked years previously and they thought, oh, if I start smoking again, it'll just make me sharper. Those things just never work. Don't change your medicines. So I've had students try to take things like adrenaline blockers, or ADHD medicine. Don't be changing things on the day of the test. That's basically the message there. Okay. Next thing I would tell you on test day is get there early and warm up. Don't go in cold. Don't make when the first question pops up on your screen, it's just like a shock to your system because you hadn't even thought about anything the whole day. I sat out in my car and warmed up. I worked problems. I thought through things. I reviewed things I was worried about. I spent probably a half hour warming up, and then I walked in, and I know it still takes a while to get through the security and get set up on the computer, but at least your mind is working and thinking, warmed up. It's just like what athletes do. They don't go out and perform while they're cold. They warm up prior to a game. The next thing I would say about test day is, as much as possible, as you're taking the test, try not to think about the outcome. Don't be thinking about what your score is and worried while you're doing the questions how it's affecting your overall score. As much as possible, try to just be performing in the moment, not worried about the outcome. I really see that students that are just worried about the outcome tend to struggle because that's kind of what their mind's on. They keep thinking and worrying about that. So try to be in the moment and just perform. So those are just a few little hints for test day kind of issues.